Okay, awesome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for working through the technical difficulties with today. Oh my goodness, lots of signs here, but I'm still going to bring the heat and the passion because I am just as passionate about this company as I was 8 years when I joined. So I joined this company. I was introduced to this when I actually had a head injury. I had a closed head TBI, and doctors really couldn't help me. They just kept, here's pain meds, here's Zofran. I couldn't take either med. I was stuck. I looked normal. My CT scan was normal. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. Yet I had, it had to be in a dark, quiet room, no light or sound sensory at all. Couldn't be on my phone, computer, couldn't work, couldn't walk without needing support, couldn't drive. And I was stuck like that for actually a couple months. Again, doctors like, we don't know how long you're going to be stuck like this. So thankfully, Marisa introduced this to my dad, who then introduced it to me when I was struggling. And I came to something like this. And I didn't understand anything that anybody was saying, but I met a woman who had battled I'll just say a neurological condition that's very common with high cost drugs. So I knew what the condition was, and watching her before she couldn't walk without needing support, she had with a cane, needed a wheelchair often. Even to visit her neighbor 3 doors down, she got in her car to drive to her neighbor. But when I saw her in person, she was walking without any support and had battled this condition for 33 years. And that's when I went, wait, what? This is special. I didn't know that it would help me. I just knew that if it did that for her, what else is possible? And then from there, I've watched so many family members, nephew battle a neurological condition for many, many years. And now he is playing football. No one knows any diagnoses, and he's thriving and phenomenal. So these products truly are a gift. They are something really special, and no one has them. We have zero competition on the market, and the validation that we have is packed. So Mia, if you don't mind pulling up that presentation, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Mia, you're the best. Again, if this, you don't have to be perfect at this, but having passion and drive and knowing what we have is all you need. So, all right, the company is called Lifevantage that we have partnered with. So go ahead, next slide. We are an activation company. Activation means activating your own gene expression. So go ahead into the next slide. This isn't supplementing. This isn't supplementing what we're lacking. That's what we're used to. This is activating your own body to do what it's meant to do what nature has called us to do. We are having a lot of technical issues. I promise it's all worth it. Hang in there, everybody. All right. Woohoo! All right. So we have a lot of beautiful products. So today I'm just going to talk about some of our key technologies. We're not going to get into every single product, but I promise you it is worth looking into, and every product it does different things inside our body. There's not a one quick fix inside our body. So we need all of it. There's a lot of inner working. So where we started. So back in 2005, a couple of years after this, the flagship product, Protandim, was launched, there was an ABC investigative report that was done. So anybody who knows, it's that John Quinones is very well known, very well respected in the industry, and ABC Primetime, they go in to investigate if there's issues. They're looking for, what's wrong here, right? So the claims that we had is lowered oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, which was insane, an insane claim done. And so they went in, the company said, come on, we'll do a blood test on live television. And from there is where it launched our product. We had 5 million in sales come in overnight. Scientists around the world were looking at what we had to say, does this work for the technology that we research? We are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. That's just where the beauty started. So this flagship product, Protandim NRF2, is lowering oxidative stress. We know that antioxidants are important. That's oxidative stress, basically. So by lowering oxidative stress, that's a really big deal. And to lower it by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% with continued use is a really big deal. And it's connected to all disease and aging. And from there, again, like I'd mentioned, so next slide. Before I go into that, so oxidative stress is a part of every process inside the body. Anything that relates to our skin, our kidneys, our joints, lung, brain, immune system, blood vessels, our organism, all of our organs, our eyes, our heart. You know, when as we get older, our vision starts to go and everyone needs to start getting readers. That's oxidative stress happening in the eye. So just think about when a banana starts to brown, that's oxidative stress. And right here to the right, you're going to see pubmed.gov. So I mentioned during that ABC investigative report, scientists were watching that report and they said, will this work with we'll say the pieces, because every university has their specialty in what they research. I'll just leave it at that. So if you go out to pubmed.gov, this is where doctors go. You type in oxidative stress, you'll see what a big deal it is and how it's at the center of everything. But if you type in Protandim, you're going to see over 30 peer-reviewed research articles that are done by others. Next slide. Some of those are done by Harvard University, Colorado State University, Washington State University, American Heart Association, Louisiana State. They have 3 studies. I'll just leave it at that. And as a result of those studies, our skincare line was born, which you'll see later in the slide deck. We've got Ohio State University. You got the National Institute on Aging. That's our own government. So all these are a really big deal. And even American Heart Association. The result of their study, it led it to be published in Circulation magazine. That's a really big article for cardiologists in medicine. Very well pronounced. So really big deal to have 30-part validation. And now we've taken it to the next level. So we figured out other pathways. So we were just talking about NRF2. Now we have our NRF1, which targets our mitochondria, and NAD, which targets our sirtuins. And you see NAD, a lot of people are doing NAD drips. They're going to IV centers, anti-aging. That's helping with autophagy, and it's really big in the anti-aging. But when you hit all 3, and mitochondria is that powerhouse of the cell, but when you get all 3 products target 3 different parts of the cell, it amplifies everything. Again, activating each of those pathways to do as they're intended. But we're so bombarded with all the food we eat, the air we breathe, the water we're drinking, the EMFs, the gasoline, all this stuff is bombarding our body. It makes it really hard to fight against to do what we need to do. And that's where the power of this technology comes into play. Next slide. When taken together, you're going to see the uptick of everything. So right here from left to right on the screen, an increase 73% fighting oxidative stress, increase of 90% of improving your mitochondrial health, increase of 120% mitochondrial turnover. So that is the rejuvenation that you really need. 128% of increase in the NAD pathway, and 227% increase in the synthesis. Again, that cellular turnover. Everything begins and ends in our cells. And another technology, again, I'll keep saying this over and over, we are an activation company. Our True Science liquid collagen, it is activating your own collagen. Next slide. What makes it so great is we not only activate, but we replenish what we've lost, and we restore and maintain what we currently have. And our main ingredient is the ruby red quinoa extract. But looking at this photo here, I want you to pay attention to the yellow and bright orange. You'll see from going into week 8, you get higher density to 68.5%. And this is just collagen alone. So we'll highlight by bringing in the 2 together. So flip over to the next slide, bringing in the 2 together. Oh, here's some before and after. So you'll see when you put the 2 together. So you'll see the neck, see the stomach and the lines, you see the eyes. Again, more of the eyes, the chin lines. Oh, it doesn't have that slide. Anyway, so when you put the 2 together, it actually increases the collagen density up to 100% when you put NERV2 and collagen together. Thought that slide was in here, so my apologies. I was waiting for that, but very powerful combo. And there's magic when you put the 2 together that targets the stress response inside the body. again, we're so bombarded, it starts to falter that stress response. So it puts us in stress even when we may not be. And so by the two together, it's the first time in science they've been able to see where it regulates, and it only responds when it's actually in stress. So really good for the body and helping recover and restore. Now talking about Axio, this is activation for our brain. It is brain food. It is all clean, all natural, boosts the mood, mental clarity. You don't have the jitters and the crash like a lot of the energy drinks on the market. This is just nice, clean, focused energy. I notice that I'll be honed in and focused in on something. Next slide. And here's a young boy on the spectrum. So this is 2 weeks while using Axio. You'll see his handwriting is a bit all over the place and is harder to focus. And now 2 weeks in, you'll see he's able to slow down and write more focused, which who needs that, right? We all need that during the day. All right, and now stepping in to our skincare line. So one of the products, we have our True Science Renew. It's that big bottle there. You see that big red tub that you see there. That is activating collagen on the outside. So if you're taking it to make it, you're activating internally, drinking the liquid collagen from the inside out. This is tackling it from the outside in, as well as targeting that oxidative stress from the outside in. It's clinically proven to tackle 11 visible signs of aging and visibly firms and smooths in 21 days. And it's a better, cleaner, all-natural retinol alternative. It doesn't have retinol in it, but it's an alternative. And another activate. Again, we're an activation company. I'll keep saying it over. If you get one thing out of this, we activate your own body to do what it's supposed to do. So the GLP-1 pathway, or hormone, I should say. So GLP-1 hormone, you're probably seeing a lot on TV. A lot of celebrities are promoting GLP-1, a lot of pharmaceutical stuff out there. This is a natural way of activating your own GLP-1 hormone. Now, there's a lot on the market, and what's kind of on the market is it's a synthetic version of it, and it's telling your body, hey, I got you. You don't need to make it. And then it's doing it for you, but we're also seeing other results. Where this being all natural, it's activating your own production. So it's now remembering how it's supposed to work. And that hormone tells your body when it needs fuel. So a lot of people might be overeating. So it tells them, hey, you don't need as much food. So that's controlling the food noise and their hunger cravings. For me, I was actually under eating, and I knew that going into it. And I have a positive relationship with food. So I was actually really excited about it. When I got on it, I was actually more hungry because now the hormone's saying, hey, you need more fuel. You need to get more protein and you need to get more food in the body. So it's rebalancing, and it's amazing to have that and know that. So and the hormone is also important for, communicates with your pancreas, and it tells your pancreas how much insulin to produce. And you have GLP-1 hormone in your brain and your lungs and your gut. It's really important and powerful, more of a metabolic overall hormone. Helps regulate blood sugar, helps protect your heart and brain, helps improve the health of your gut, liver, and kidneys. It's in all over. I had no idea how important this hormone was. And with the natural product, it increases your GLP-1 hormone on average of 140%. And this is all in a 12-week. So it's not a quick fix. It's doing it in a healthy, manageable way. Within the 12-week study, you lose lose 9 pounds in 8 weeks on average, and up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. And the cool part about it is oftentimes with any weight loss or anything associated with that, there's commonly muscle loss. With this, it's 100% those who lost weight, they 100% maintained muscle, which is amazing, to not lose muscle, but still target weight. So that's really incredible. And the more weight you have, the better it is for your metabolism, the better your metabolic rate in burning through fuel and burning fat. So that's an incredible metric. You have up to 27% reduction in visceral fat and 5% reduction in body fat. And 2, we also have a patent pending on this. Also within that 12-week study, 82% took back control of their relationship with food, 95% reduced sugar cravings, 96% chose smaller portions, 85% felt less hungry, 90% ate less at meals, 85% now eat for health instead of emotions. That'd be pretty powerful, or what? I think so. So here you'll see some before and afters. Go through these fairly quick. Yep. Oh, and Shauna Mucklow, amazing. And Kim Kobinski, love it. Marcy. So who else can we activate? If you've been going through this, thinking about who can I help? Who could benefit from this information? And again, we only touched on a handful. Our core technologies, really, we just barely scratched the surface of our core technologies. But the key thing, again, I want you to step away from this with is we are activating the body to function better and more efficiently. So again, if you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I have my aunt, I got my sister, I got my son, or whoever you might be thinking about, they could really benefit from this. And I think I had heard someone who works with the military. There's a lot of amazing studies and technology that you could research for days, which is so beautiful how backed we are. This can be really beneficial for the military community in a lot of ways. So if you're sitting there thinking about it, then let's look at the company as a whole, not just the products that we have. So we have a visionary leadership. That is a picture of our amazing, soul-centered, grounded, very humble human, Steve. Amazing CEO. He started off as our CFO, got us a debt-free. We are a debt-free, publicly traded company. Incredible. And being publicly traded, we are financially transparent. So our income earnings disclosure statement, that'll be later here in the deck. Those who put that together can serve prison time if it's falsified. So there's nothing, it's all real here. You can see all the good, the bad, and the company's had some ups and downs over the years, but all trending in the right direction with the right integrity and building those beautiful steps to go where we're going. We're highly recognized. We've been in news. We were just recently featured in Newsweek. We are accredited by our peers. So that's the peer-reviewed research that we have, and our legacy program, amazing. We have a 501c3. 100% of all the donations that are given to that go straight to the organization that we are supporting. And there's numerous supporting. So when the hurricanes have happened, we donated money there. When the fires happened, money was donated, and the list just goes on and on. And now we also, if this opportunity, this business, if you're thinking about, oh, I could help with this person, I could help this person, and why not have a few extra dollars in your bank account? There is an opportunity to also tap into healthcare as well and have a healthcare plan for you and your family for any medical, and pharmacy expenses. So if this, again, if you're thinking about the opportunity, why Lifevantage and why now? So the Evolve compensation, it works for all types of consultants. And what that means is you're seeing a lot of influencers online, a lot of direct consultants out there that are selling products. We have a very generous compensation plan if somebody just wants to be customer gatherers. We also have a lot of leadership minded who want to build teams, tap into teams, develop people, help others create that income, bring that leverage income in. And it also pays very well in that way. What we share, we say, just kind of a simple system, is we share the product, we build and grow a team, and lead a movement. And we earn as we evolve. So there's always incentives with any type of sales industry. So one of them is amazing all expense paid trips. Who wants to go to Alaska? I know Mia's going. We've got a few people on this call that are going, but Alaska, that's a recent incentive trip that just closed. So there's a lot of beautiful souls that have worked their heinies off and sharing this beautiful technology to make it and go on an all expense paid trip to Alaska. We have recently took place in February. A lot of amazing souls also went to South Africa on all expense paid safaris and 4-star resorts to go to. Wouldn't you like that for you and your family as an incentive of sharing a technology that is life-changing for people, both on the product side and the business side? And then also we have a growth summit. So the company will invest in you when you have shared to $10,000, having that come in per month, and the company will fly you out. They'll pay for you in a resort to stay at Utah and learn about the business and how to grow the business. So how does this work? How do you, okay, just some simple examples. Now, these are examples. Your business may not look exactly like this because you could grow higher numbers in different directions, but to give you an idea of if you decide to share, what does money coming in look like? So if you share with just 7 people and it's about 152 volume. So what volume means is there's the cost of the product and then there's a points attached to it that are close to what you pay for it, but there's a point system attached to it. So if you have 7 friends that, let's say 152 volume that they're ordering per month. I mean, you got collagen, Nerf 2, you throw in Axio, you're definitely there. But 7 friends, and now that are ordering monthly, you'd be making $275 a month. So they're helping them activate their cells and feel better. But now you're making $270 a month. Now, if you share with 27 friends at that same volume, now you're making $1,400 per month. Is that life-changing? Is that groceries, especially now? Is that a car payment? Is that a mortgage payment? Is that paying down debt? Is that going on a trip? Anything that you've been looking for? And then, hey, you share with those 27 people, but now you got a friend that wants to do it with you and grow with you. So they then share with 27 people. You add those two together, now you're at $22,000 a year that you're bringing in for you and your family. And then say you want to bring in 2 people to do it with you. They also bring 27 friends. Now you're at $30,000 per year that you're bringing in to your household. People right now, those who are still have W-2 jobs, they're not getting $30,000 increases in the year for a raise. It's more 2 or 3,000, if that. So really big difference. Now I talked about the compensation plan what's this called? Why am I blanking on this? Our income disclosure statement. Goodness gracious. This, again, we're publicly traded. This is fully audited. And I just want you to take a look. There's a lot here. So we have, as you build volume within your organization, we have different ranks, is what we call them, that you get paid out. So just looking in that green box highlighted, average monthly commissions paid at rank. And just find a number that really resonates with you. Now, just even looking at managing consultant 1, that's $10,000 moving through your business per month. The average is $1,700 coming through per month. How amazing is that? And then if you look at the far right column, again, it's not net wish marketing. It is network. It does take work. But the average consultant to get to that rank is about 11 months. So putting in the work and sharing your heart out of life-changing technology to make that within 11 months. Again, results vary and you got to put in the work, but isn't that amazing? So take a look at that number. There's a lot that can be said about that. Oh yeah, sorry, you can go to the next slide. Here's a few consultants, one of which we have on our call today. So Jolene Miller, she's an SC3. The average income for sharing that product, it ranges between $316 to $934 a month. Again, that's groceries and a car payment. We got Sharon LaBraca. She's an MC1. We talked about that, right? The average growing team can be anywhere between $1,700 to $6,700 a month. And we got Marisa, the loving Marisa, who started our call and helping me through these technical issues. The average income at that rank is $14,400 a month up to $67,000 a month. And I know that she's probably closer to the higher end. So the only limit is what you put on yourself. And this has really been the best thing to ever happen. So All right. So if you're thinking, all right, I'm not sure I want to share with others, I want to be a customer. So here's just some sample packs of that you can purchase and be a customer. So one, we got the healthy weight stack. Um, the consultant price, if you decided to share, is about $189.99. If you subscribe to it and get that monthly, but just stay as a consultant, not as a, or sorry, stay as a customer, not as a consultant, it'd be $213. And then the retail price is if you buy it just once and not continue on a subscription. Now, keep in mind, subscriptions can be canceled or changed at any time. You're not locked in. There's no penalties. So that's the cool part. But then if you decided to do the healthy weight stack, you'll see here, there's some different price points. You save $24 in that bundle. Or there's a premium stack, amazing taking charge of the GLP-1 hormone, activating your collagen and lowering your oxidative stress. You see there with the different price points as a customer. Next slide. But if you see this as a business and really considering it, we always start off with our business pack. You get a 32%, almost 33% discount on just the bundle of products and be a product of the product. You get to try our skincare. You get to try 2 different flavors of our Axio. We didn't talk about them, but we have these micronutrients, smart multivitamins basically that you actually feel, which is cool. You got gut products. We've got the Protandim line. You've got the collagen, the GLP-1. That's your business in a pack. Plus event tickets. You get 2 event tickets, and we've got an event coming up in 2 weeks up in Utah, our global. I encourage you, if you are thinking about, if even remotely curious about building this business, do what you can to get to Utah. It'll lower the learning curve. We're in over 20 countries. You're going to meet and see people from over 20 countries in the same room that you get to connect with and build with. And we are such a we are Team Lifevantage, and everyone connects and builds with each other. And you're going to meet the scientists that are helping develop these products and connect with a multitude of beautiful people to help build the business. So the big value. And if the $9.99 doesn't quite work for you, then you can choose another pack. We've got different enrollment packs at different sizes. You can choose your products. Commissions will still be the same. It's just get in where you fit in and what works for you. So one thing I'll kind of end with here, I love this quote: you must position yourself in front of a growth curve, not in the middle or at the end, but at the inception, and then realize that the window of opportunity is always closing, so you work like there is no tomorrow. Now, to fully talk about that quote there, is our company really is at the forefront of something beautiful. We need voices to share this technology. We are still ground floor. Yes, the initial technology came out in 2005, but it's in a whole new wavelength. People still don't understand activation versus supplementation. The voice and the message needs to be shared about activation, and we need you. So we are at the forefront. We are at the very beginning of all this. We have the patents on all of this. And I'll tell you what got me interested in all this is, as I work, I'll just say pharmacy insurance on the back end, and seeing what this technology does and seeing where, trying to word this in a compliant way, but I'll just say that we have something very special that nobody has. And that was another reason what drew me to this company. So if you're thinking about doing this, now is the time, and get your Heine to Utah to learn about this in 2 weeks. I promise you, be a fly on the wall. You don't have to commit to join the business and be in that room. Be in that room, meet the people, see if, and really research this opportunity if this is something for you. So with that, thank you, Mia, so much for helping me with the slide deck. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed about what that was happening with my computer. And Marisa, thank you for your patience, your kindness, but hopefully I brought the energy and information. We could research this for days, but this is so worth your time of taking a look at, and connect with the person that brought you on this and ask all the questions, because we are here for you. So thank you, everybody.